It's 5:30. This is WKYT This Morning. We're continuing to track Hurricane Matthew as it hits Florida. The latest on the life-threatening storm just ahead.
Also on WKYT, we know that several Kentucky families are still in Florida right now, and they are riding out the storm. Once the storm passes, many more Kentuckians are ready to send help or head that way themselves.
And back here at home in Lexington, we're ushering in a new season of horse racing. We're looking ahead to the opening of Keeneland's Fall Meet coming up on WKYT This Morning.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning. Kentucky mornings start right here on WKYT. Glad you're along. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Andrea Walker. It is Friday, October 7th, and the weather here is spectacular, but we are, of course, keeping an eye on Hurricane Matthew all morning long.
We certainly are. This is our First Alert Defender Network image right now showing the storm just off of Florida's east coast, and Matthew is a big problem. Let's check in right now with Micah.
Yeah, we're still seeing winds above 100 miles per hour with this system. Now, it's not made landfall just yet, but it's right off the coast about 30 to 50 miles, depending on where you're looking. Daytona Beach should be next if it does make landfall. Should be the next location, next best chance, at least around that area. And then it slides up the east coast and then turns right back around and heads toward the Bahamas. Frankfurt, 50 degrees, 55 rather. There in the capital city, 52 now in the London Corbin area. We slide towards your afternoon, and we'll go from the 50s to the 80s pretty quickly. Look at Monticello coming in Wayne County. That goes for Russell County too. Russell Springs coming in at 47 degrees. Just the same story later on this afternoon. We're going to go through that forecast this weekend because it's going to be a big drop off from what you're seeing there on the screen. I'll show you how low it goes coming up.
And we'll see you then. Hurricane Matthew is bearing down on Florida right now.
The storm was downgraded to a Category 3 storm overnight. WKYT's Michelle Chamberlain is at our alert desk with the details.
Yeah, and although Matthew has been downgraded, it's still expected to be a powerful and dangerous storm throughout the morning. Just into our newsroom, we were getting reports of more than 240,000 people are without power so far in Florida. Now, preparations have been going on for the last couple of days. We've been telling you about it on WKYT This Morning. Millions of people along the southeast coast heeding warnings to evacuate. Now, while you were sleeping, the outer bands of Hurricane Matthew began hitting the Florida coast, dropping several inches of rain. Wind gusts are up to 70 miles per hour, and the storm surge is the biggest concern. Residents and visitors in Florida are just waiting as Matthew comes through.
We can rebuild homes, we can rebuild businesses. I just think of my own family. We can't rebuild a life. This storm's a monster.
Now, you know the storm is bad when Disney World decides to close. It is expected to be closed until tonight. It's only the fourth time in history the park has been closed. And Matthew even causing issues with SEC football. Saturday's top 25 game between Florida and LSU in Gainesville has been postponed. And the Georgia-South Carolina game is being moved to Sunday at 2:30. So you know it's a big deal, guys, when SEC football is being changed, right?
Exactly. We do understand they are going to try to play the Florida State Miami game at Miami because, of course, the storm has already moved past that point for the most part.
We'll keep an eye on it.
Hurricane Matthew has created a travel nightmare for millions of people.
Some people are trying to flee the storm. Others were forced to change their plans because of canceled flights. Brian Webb has the latest.
Florida airports are now virtual ghost towns, shut down and empty ahead of the massive storm now bearing down on the state. Airports in Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, and Orlando are essentially closed, and others could be affected as the storm moves north. Across the country, more than 3,785 flights through Saturday have already been canceled. Jerry and Steve Martinek made it out of Orlando just in time.
I'm glad I'm home. Chicago is great.
Vacationers heading to Florida have also had to change plans. In Orlando, Disney World is closed today, just the fourth shutdown in the park's history. Mary Fuentes and her family are now stuck in Houston. They were heading to Fort Lauderdale for vacation.
We are afraid because we came here from vacations and now we have to change our plans now.
Several East Coast cruise lines rerouted ships to avoid the storm. Amtrak suspended service in the southeast through at least Saturday. Some airlines hope to resume service to South Florida as early as tomorrow. Brian Webb for CBS News.
Now, most airlines are offering waivers so you can make changes or get a full refund without having to pay any fees. There are some Kentuckians still in Florida this morning for vacation, but now they're bracing for the hurricane. One Somerset man and his wife had been camping at Disney World camping ground all week until they were forced to relocate to an actual building to stay safe.
We were told that once the winds reach 45 miles an hour, we cannot come out of the room.
We also talked to former WKYT news anchor Stacey Ellison. She tells us she's stocked up on water, gas, and non-perishables, but she says that's nothing compared to what others who live near the coast are going through.
Really, it puts it in perspective when you know there are other people who boarded up their windows and took their valuables and had to leave.
Once the hurricane passes, some people from Kentucky are going to be heading to Florida to lend a helping hand. Dozens of volunteers with Kentucky Baptist Disaster Relief will be leaving on Sunday. They know they'll be heading to some areas in northern Florida. They are not leaving, though, until the storm passes. One volunteer is telling us that they plan to take between 50 and 60 people to Florida.
Even if the individuals' homes are not damaged to the point where they're not livable, quite often with storms of this magnitude, you have a lot of power outages, so people are not able to prepare food.
Stinson is leaving from First Baptist Church in Richmond. Other volunteers will come from across the Bluegrass State. The group says once they get set up in Florida, they expect to prepare 15,000 meals each day.
The Davis H. Elliott Company is sending linemen from right here in Kentucky to help Florida deal with the aftermath of Hurricane Matthew. The company already has 500 crew members in Florida. They'll head straight for the storm. Crews will be as close as they can to areas where Matthew is supposed to hit, and after it moves through, they'll start repair.
They're going to be working in the worst conditions. There's going to be no power, no hotels. We're going to have electricity. Our guys will be sleeping in mobile sleeping units that are brought in. They're going to be working 16 hours a day for the most part, and they're going to be working 7 days a week until all the power is restored.
Some dedicated people there. Davis H. Elliott Company expects to send more than 1,000 crew members to Florida by this weekend. If Hurricane Matthew is as strong as they expect it to be, crew members will be away from their families for at least a month repairing storm damage. You can track the forecast and follow Hurricane Matthew's path right now using the WKYT Weather Plus Traffic app. You can download the app for free in the App or Google Play Store. A good time to do that right now.
It certainly is. WKYT Morning News Time is now 5:37.
Family and friends of a Lexington man who police say died in a hit and run will hold a memorial service for him today.
Jonathan Adams died earlier this week after being hit near the intersection of North Broadway and New Circle Road. WKYT's Lauren Miner is at our live desk with some details. Lauren, good morning.
Good morning, Bill. The family of Jonathan Adams tell us they just cannot grasp how a driver could just leave their Jonathan for dead. Police say they found Adams lying on North Broadway early Tuesday morning. He was then taken to UK Hospital with life-threatening injuries and died a short time later. Police tell us they are still looking for the car that hit Adams. They are looking for a red Chevrolet Impala, possibly with an Anderson County license plate. Officers were not able to get a plate number, but they say the car may have damage to the windshield and the passenger side mirror. Family members of Adams say they forgive the driver that hit him, but need answers.
I don't understand how they could leave my child broken and dying on the side of the road and not even stop. And that torments me because I think he was just alone. You know, and why couldn't you at least stop, you know, for whatever reason?
Family and friends will gather later this afternoon at Millward Funeral Home on North Broadway. The visitation begins at 4 and a memorial service will follow at 5. Live at the desk, Lauren Miner, WKYT.
Lauren, thank you. And new this morning, Lexington police have released some surveillance pictures from 2 robberies that they think are connected. The pictures were taken at the Advance America on Southland Drive and at GameStop on East Reynolds Road. Police think the same man robbed both businesses at gunpoint. The robberies happened about an hour and a half apart. So far, police have not made an arrest in the case.
A police chase leads to a crash in Mercer County. The Mercer County Sheriff's Office says the crash started in Harrodsburg and ended in a crash on US 127 just north of town. We're told speeds reached about 120 miles per hour during the crash. Investigators say no officers were injured and the suspect was airlifted to the hospital. We don't know how he's doing at this point this morning.
A close call for some Williamsburg police officers. They say a man nearly hit them with his truck during a chase in Whitley County. Police have released dash cam video now showing part of that chase. They say it started with the truck with no license plate or tail lights. It pulled up to a house at the center of a theft investigation. They say the driver, Brandon Stennett, then drove off and wouldn't stop. At one point, police say he nearly hit some officers along Log Cabin Road.
Corbin police have issued a golden alert for a missing man and they need your help. They say Luther Adkins hasn't been seen since noon yesterday. Police say Adkins went to a doctor's appointment in London, then left, but no one has seen or heard from him since. Police think Adkins has dementia. They say he's driving a gray 2002 Buick Park Avenue car with a license plate personalized to say jockey.
All right, here's something to brighten your spirits as we have all this tough news going on this morning. Horse racing is returning to the Bluegrass today. Keeneland's annual fall meet will start at midday.
We needed it today, and this is a big year for Keeneland. The track is celebrating 80 years of racing. WKYT's Mike Byer is live at Keeneland this morning, getting us ready for the meet. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Andrea. Many people in the Bluegrass have had this day circled on their calendars all year long as Keeneland's fall meet gets started in just a few hours. It's going to be an exciting day, I can tell you that. And this year is a special one at the track as it celebrates its 80th anniversary. The festivities begin at 11 this morning. That's when the gates open. Then at 1:05, the excitement really picks up as that's post time for the first race of the day. It's just the first of many. Now, this weekend, known as Fall Stars Weekend, features 9 graded stakes worth $3.7 million over 3 days. 7 of those stakes are part of the Breeders' Cup Challenge. Many of racing's most celebrated horses will be on hand for the 17-day meet as they make their final starts before next month's Breeders' Cup World Championships at Santa Anita. Now, this weekend is going to be a busy one in Lexington as UK football is at home tomorrow against Vanderbilt. Now, if you plan on attending both events, LexTran has you covered. They'll be providing shuttles to and from Commonwealth Stadium to right here at Keeneland for only $1 each way. Now, that's a great deal, Bill and Andrea. Live at Keeneland, Mike Byer, WKYT.
It certainly is, and it's a big day, big weekend, you know, around here.
And they're letting you do whatever you want. You don't have to pick. You can go to both.
There you go. Time this morning is 5:42, and let's check live drive traffic early and see what's going on here on your Friday morning. Here's a look at the region, and it looks good. We have no reports of any problems whatsoever. Attention is drawn to Lawrenceburg, a bit of a slowdown there for some reason at the moment, but we have nothing else really showing up as far as any indication of any troubles.
And here's a look at the Lexington Fayette Urban County Government's live drive cam. We're looking at New Circle and Liberty Road right now. Everything's pretty clear, pretty quiet this morning. Of course, things will speed up.
Still early.
Throughout the morning as well.
Early. And so you're good to go right now, and we're glad you're with us on WKYT this morning. We have a lot more coming up for you on your Friday.
Still ahead, we've got a heartwarming story to share with you. One little boy with cancer got the chance to live out his dreams as a pilot. That story is coming up after Micah's forecast.
We have 40s, we have the 50s and the 60s outside this morning. It actually feels kind of chilly in some spots at 47 in Monticello. It's a big weekend chill that we're going to be focusing in on with Matthew. I'll have that coming up next.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
Now, there is a bit of a chill in the air in some locations. You go far southern zones. You're talking about Wayne County, Monticello, Powersburg. Go off into Russell Springs, work your way back toward southern portions of Pulaski County, even Somerset coming in at 50 degrees. But yeah, that area in Wayne County, we're 47 degrees. That is a pretty chilly start when typically we're in the low to mid 50s. So we're not far off from average. Average right there in the low to mid 50s for most locations, and most locations are sitting there. By the afternoon, no real change in the forecast, 81 degrees, so all looks well there toward the afternoon for opening day of Keeneland. Let's talk about Matthew as it tracks right up along the east coast of Florida. It looks like if it makes landfall, if it does, it'll be around that Daytona Beach area up toward Jacksonville, right around that area. That's where you could see that, but I'm still leaning more of it staying offshore. Either way, though, you're talking about some devastating news there for the east coast of Florida. And not only that, but southern portions of Georgia and off toward the Carolinas. Now, this is bad news for us because I know a lot of us actually travel toward Myrtle Beach. And this is going to be Saturday at 2 a.m. in the morning, okay? Still 105-mile-per-hour winds at the center. That means offshore or right on along the coast. We're going to be seeing winds anywhere from 60 to 100 miles per hour. Not only that, but 15 to 20 inches of rain. All stores will be closed. The beach will be closed. There's really no reason to go there this weekend as they're trying to actually evacuate everybody. But it looks like it's going to curve off into the ocean, wrap back around into the Bahamas. Luckily, it's not going to be that strong when it wraps back around, but still, it's a crazy storm. Keeneland forecast 81 today, extremely nice conditions. And then we head towards your Saturday and Sunday, a big drop in temperatures. You're talking 10 to 15 degree drop. So it's going to be a totally different attire as you go towards your Friday off into your weekend. Just keep that in mind. Don't let it surprise you, all right? I want to show you this picture early this morning. We got the birthday girl here.
Whoop, whoop.
Andrea is in the house.
Oh,
and
no,
check her
you didn't
out.
tell me you were doing
check
that.
her out. Yeah, I kind of
Oh, my God.
I love it. I love it. Happy
Thank you,
birthday.
sweetie.
Andrea. Really good shot right there. Let's talk about your 7-day forecast. Good sun and cloud mix today. There is a chance of rain, guys, later on this afternoon, off into the evening hours, and also tomorrow. But it is far, far eastern Kentucky. I know you got the Jenny Wiley Festival going on in Prestonsburg today and tomorrow. There is that small chance of rain over toward that area. Just keep that in mind. Other than that,
just
everybody
a little
stays
clip
dry.
of that. Yeah,
just
all
a
right.
clip here and
Well, you know how everybody should celebrate their birthday like that, right?
Yeah, right, right.
It's better when you do it than when I do it.
Right.
Bigger hands.
That's a good looking pose. Happy birthday, though.
Thank you.
5:49 on WKYT this morning. Love this story. A little boy who's fighting cancer's dream has come true because he's now a pilot.
8-year-old Kwame Pinty has a rare malignant brain tumor, but that didn't stop him from being a pilot for a day. He got the chance to ride in a Humvee, fly a helicopter and a flight simulator, and got officially sworn in as a pilot. He also had his one wingman for the day. The experience was paid for by a charity which helps terminally ill children. Kwame says it was the most spectacular thing he has ever done.
Oh, what about that?
Isn't that fantastic? He's cute as a button, too.
Absolutely. Always wonderful, you know, when the adults step up and
That's right.
make those special things happen like that. Our time this morning is 5:49, rolling toward 10 till 6. Hey, it's good to have you with us Friday morning, getting ready to go on this last day of the work week, hopefully for you.
That's right. Coming up, you'll get a look at the stories making news at this hour.
Good to check traffic again. We have health news, of course. We're keeping a right up on Hurricane Matthew as well. Keep it here on WKYT. Good morning. We're glad you're with us. WKYT this morning. We are live at 5:53 on your Friday.
There's a lot going on this Friday. Let's take a look at some of our top stories this morning. Hurricane Matthew is now bearing down on Florida as it begins taking aim at the southeastern United States coast. The Category 4 hurricane, which moved north from the Bahamas yesterday, is hitting the state with heavy rains, powerful winds, and storm surge. That deadly storm is expected to bring similar conditions to Georgia this evening before moving on to the Carolinas and to the sea this weekend, and that was downgraded to a Category 3 just last night.
Right, and there are some Kentuckians who are still in Florida this morning for vacation, but now they're bracing for this hurricane. One Somerset man and his wife have been camping out at Disney World, the campground there, all week long until they were forced to relocate to an actual building for safety purposes.
Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump continue gearing up for their second presidential debate. The Republican nominee held an hour-long town hall event in New Hampshire yesterday, but insists he wasn't practicing. Trump and Clinton are set to tackle the issues this Sunday in St. Louis in a town hall-style face-off.
Federal safety investigators are learning more about that New Jersey transit train that crashed in Hoboken last week. They revealed the train sped up and was going twice the 10-mile-per-hour speed limit moments before the accident. The train engineer, Thomas Gallagher, was in control of the train and told investigators he remembers nothing after approaching the terminal at normal speed.
You know, it's fall in Kentucky. Horse racing returns to the Bluegrass. Keeneland's annual fall meet starts tomorrow. Keeneland is celebrating its 80th anniversary during this year's fall meet. Actually, that starts today, of course. Gates open at 11 o'clock this morning, and post time for the first race is 1:05 this afternoon.
It'll be a fun meet, as it always is.
It will, and it's going to be beautiful
Yeah.
today for that opening
Big
day.
celebration with that 80th year, too.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Well, more Americans are now living with arthritis pain. That tops your morning health headlines.
Almost 15 million American adults have arthritis with severe joint pain. The CDC says that is about 4 million more people than in 2002. Medical experts say severe joint pain can limit arthritis patients' ability to function. They recommend education and physical activity as the most effective ways to reduce reduce or manage arthritis pain without the use of drugs.
And it turns out West Virginia has the most smokers in the United States, and Utah has the least, according to the latest data from the CDC. Nearly a third of adults in West Virginia currently smoke cigarettes or use smokeless tobacco. In Utah, just 11% do so. All right, let's get a check this morning on today's traffic trouble spots with live drive traffic.
See what's going on with the current travel times into Lexington. As you see, it is normal from Nicholasville, Georgetown, Paris, Winchester. Everybody moving along just fine this morning. We'll take a look now to live camera, the Lexington Fayette Urban County Government live drive cam at Richmond Road and Mount Tabor, and some folks zipping along.
That's right. I was just about to say they're just zipping right along this morning, so everything looking good for your Friday commute.
You know, Richmond Road, you have to time those lights, right?
Oh, yes. They're awful, aren't they?
Yes, you got to watch that. All right, especially during the rush hours. No real issues right now with traffic. Weather, it's a different story, of course. We expect pleasant days around here, and we're watching Matthew. Micah?
Yeah, and the Matthew is really actually shifting east just a bit. There's some great news. Let's hope that that trend continues. We'll really look at that here coming up in the next hour. We're 57 degrees there in Moorhead. Kind of a chilly feel there in London-Corbin area. We'll actually finish off in the upper 40s in Laurel County. So keep in mind, if you're one of those getting chilly pretty easily, you might need a sweater before you take off this morning. 81 later on this afternoon with those mostly sunny skies. We're going to be focusing in on Matthew. Speaking of Matthew, here's a live look as we look down toward Florida. And pretty calm right now, but the winds will start to pick up here very shortly. We'll have more on that forecast coming up.